coming up tonight on Kentuckiana's News Channel, our storm team coverage of the winter storm continues. Tonight, we'll tell you how it's the bitter cold that has emergency workers worried. Also, if you have to finally get out of your house, we'll tell you what you can expect on the roadways tomorrow. And what would you do if you went into labor during this winter mess? A lot of women know, and we'll share their stories tonight.
More news, more often, tonight at 11 on Kentuckiana's News Channel, WHAS 11.
Tonight on Louisville Tonight Live, did you get to stay home because of the weather? Our news crews didn't. We'll show you what it took for the men and women of Kentuckiana's News Channel to bring you the story of the storm of 1994. Then, even a record-breaking snowfall can't keep Lee from his appointed rounds, eating out when everything's closed in dining out. Well, we're back. Hi, everyone. I'm Kirby Adams, and the chief of the Louisville Police Department is my co-host for the evening.
Hi, everyone. I'm Doug Hamilton.
And I must say, it is very nice of you to be here with us tonight, because I know you must be very, very busy.
Well, actually, I left the Emergency Operations Center over in City Hall to come over here today, where all of the agency directors from city and county government have been coordinating their services today to try to make some sense out of the cold weather that we've had.
No kidding. Now, how long have you been working yourself? Because I know everybody's been putting long hours in around here.
So far, I'm in about my 14th hour.
14th hour today?
Today.
How about yesterday? How come
yesterday,
hours?
about 14 hours also.
And I have to say, sitting this close to Doug, I can see his eyes are a little red, but besides that, you look fabulous.
You promised me you wouldn't say anything.
Well, we'll get the toothpicks out later on and hold your eyelids up if we need to.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
Well, last night, Louisville Tonight Live was preempted so that the WHAS News Department could bring you extended coverage of the storm of '94.
Hopefully, you were watching the latest conditions and temperature drops from the warmth of your living room. But the people involved in bringing you that information have been braving some pretty tough conditions.
Right now, I have a report on what it takes to report a big news event like the storm of '94.
We're heading into our 7th hour covering this historic winter storm of '94.
15.9 inches of snow.
More about the traffic here on 65.
You can see the flames coming out. It looks like a two-story building. 24 hours into the snowstorm.
2 below zero.
Today, it's just about as bad as it was yesterday.
Whoa, boy, it is cold out here. Now, right now, of course, the big news is the weather. But how WHAS News has brought you this information is a story all in itself.
Mark Hebert's been out live all morning long. I'm sure he's pretty cold by now.
At 12 o'clock this afternoon, as the wind chill dipped well below zero, you saw WHAS reporter Mark Hebert and his icy mustache reporting on the conditions along Highway 71. But the story doesn't end here. It just begins.
And the adrenaline keeps flowing all day long until you finally hit the wall about 8 o'clock at night.
This is kind of a cross between thrill-seeking and stupidity. You know, you come out here for 17 hours, you stay outside all day long.
For the past 2 days, news photographers and reporters have been trudging through the snow and ice, flying high above it all without heat, and spending day and night tracking the storm of '94.
Pretzels and Cokes for breakfast on the road this morning. It was delicious.
Mark and Brian aren't the only ones living on junk food. Back at WHAS, while the anchors, producers, and editors haven't had to brave the cold, they have been fighting off the clock. Most won't get a break till the snow begins to thaw.
I just want to know how many hours you think you've worked.
Good Lord, since Sunday, this is the single longest time that I've ever been on the air. I know for the station, for a news event. Oh, it's hard to calculate.
Well, I know that I worked about 14.
And I was in here before noon on Sunday. And
15, 16 hours, something like that.
And then, of course, I was here all day yesterday.
And this is part of what you buy into when you get into the business of news and broadcasting.
If you can calculate all that, it's a long, long time.
But you look fabulous.
Oh, well, thank you. It's makeup.
Editor Roger Say was one of many WHAS staffers who found the only way to get to work was to walk.
I was one of the few people out on the street of Broadway around 4:30 yesterday morning.
All remotes, be advised.
And all of the commotion of the storm of '94 was enough to bring a baby to the WHAS newsroom. This afternoon, news director Mike Roush and his wife Sarah became the proud parents of a baby girl. So, as always, the news must go on. Just ask Mark Hebert. I'm sure he's still out there.
One lane open on 71, 64, virtually everywhere is open.
Having been around the newsroom, they've all done a fabulous job. And by the way, I'd like to mention another unsung hero of this cold weather reporting. Louisville Tonight photographer Jeff Kissinger has been right by my side for the past 2 days as we have gathered the pictures to bring you those stories. And I have to tell you, I have to admit maybe, that I walked to work both days from the Highlands because I couldn't get my car out of the garage. How did you get to work, the chief of police?
Well, actually, you're not going to brag on yourself. It's because you ran to work, I understand. Is that right?
Well, okay, I need a little exercise. I thought I'd combine the two.
But what I had to do is I had to call the police. Officer Donnie Williams of our Expressway Patrol had to come and get me. But actually, I have a good excuse.
What was it?
The carport collapsed on my car, and it's still on my car and my wife's car.
Oh, no. So even the chief of police had trouble getting to work.
Well, that's true. I mean, my wife was underneath there at the time, and she was lucky she didn't get hurt. Yeah, she was brushing off the windows for me. Isn't that nice?
Gee whiz. Yeah, I am glad she didn't get hurt. Well, speaking of weather conditions, WHAS meteorologist Chuck Taylor is standing by with a weather update.
It is cold out there, brutally cold. Not only is it cold, we have a pretty strong wind, and for that reason, the National Weather Service does have a wind chill advisory in effect for the region tonight. Just look at these temperatures. Starting north of us, up around Indianapolis, it is 15 below zero right now. Their wind chill is 42 below. Wind chill at South Bend is 58 below. Even to the south of Louisville, at places like Fort Knox and Bowling Green, temperatures are below freezing. The warm spot, if you want to call it that, is Paducah. They are 0. Well, here in Louisville, we are standing at 8 below zero right now. Our humidity is 61%. We have a west wind coming in at 10. That gives us a wind chill of 31 below zero. The barometer is very high as a big Arctic high-pressure system builds in, 30.61. Well, after a very cold night tonight, big high-pressure system is going to move eastward tomorrow. That means a little bit of a warming trend, but with a little low-pressure system west of here, we're going to see a little bit of snow that will be here tomorrow afternoon, continuing tomorrow night. It really shouldn't amount to very much. Here in detail is our forecast for tonight. We're going to tie the record with 14 below. Then tomorrow, a little bit of light snow in the afternoon with a high of 8 above. That light snow will continue tomorrow night with the overnight low of 2 above zero. After that, Kirby, you'll be glad to know things will start to thaw out, and by Sunday, we should see temperatures into the 40s.
Great, thanks, Chuck. 31 below with the wind chill factor. I'm definitely going to find a ride home. I'm not jogging back home.
Maybe we can work something out.
Oh, maybe I could go home in a cruiser.
Maybe.
Cool. All right. Well, reading the phone book is about to become a lot more fun. Tomorrow on Louisville Tonight Live, we'll tell you about the newest way to tell the whole world a little bit more about yourself.
But never mind. Coming up next, the wintry weather is...
Lee's going to take us down and out in this wintry weather.
That's right.
Transportation provided by Budget Car and Truck Rental, featuring the luxurious Lincoln Town Car. With money-saving rates and unlimited free mileage, the smart money's on budget.
On the next Crusaders, guns in America, the leading cause of death for teenage boys. The Crusaders star
America's Family Steakhouse.
Had to be changed, and our Dining Out segment was one of them. So here's our field reporter, Lee Thomas, with a Dining Out segment that's a little bit different.
That's right, Kirby. This week's Dining Out is going to be a little different because, of course, it's Snowstorm 94. And you should be sitting on your couch lounging right now, but if you had to go out today, you wanted to find yourself something to eat, I'm going to give you a little guide. Now, we're down here in the WHAS commissary, which we lovingly call the Shea Cook. And as you can see, the vending machine here is just about empty. Let's see, what do we have here? Shredded beef barbecue sandwich, yum yum. There's the Charlie's Lunch Kit. That's a scrumptious tuna, and I think it's going to be good for you, too. And we also have some White Castle's microwavable cheeseburgers. Well, let's see what else we have down here. Now, the only other place I know to get something to eat is going to be the company fridge here. Let's see if we can sneak a little something out of here. Oh, look like we got a little Melissa Swan lunch here, a little Gary Rodemeyer. Uh-huh. Oh, ugh. That looks like something that might have been left from John O'Connor. Ugh. Well, I know someplace else that's open to get something to eat. Let's go. Now, another place to eat is just a stone's throw away from the station and kind of a secret for WHA's employees. It's Kewpie's. The Kewpie Restaurant and Lounge is located at the corner of Armory Place and Chestnut in downtown Louisville, and they have been faithfully serving their customers for 8 years from that location through any kind of weather.
We work from 4 to midnight, midnight to 8, midnight to 10 this morning, and no food to get anyplace else, so they were here when we needed them.
Kewpies is the best. That's all there is to it. I don't know what we'd do without them.
Serving up burgers along with other home-style favorites from their menu has earned Kewpies a loyal following and a reputation for giving people what they want.
People on the run, they like to have something just hold in their hand and eat and keep working, you know. They don't like anything complicated.
Thank you. The chili, the cheeseburger, and the fries. I'm so hungry, and it's the perfect value meal for Winter Storm 94. Yeah. That Kewpies is great, fast and friendly, yummy yum. But if you're still not satisfied, there's a cuisine you can try a la Mother Nature. I wouldn't try that if I were you. Back to you, Kirby. Snow isn't what it used to be.
Maybe no one ever told Lee not to eat yellow snow. I think it's about time that we take a look at another video personal.
Hi, how are you? I'm Dwight. It's good to see you. You want to have some fun? Come on. I love winter sports. I like to cross-country ski. I like to snow ski, too. You want to make snow angels?
You're unbelievable.
But you know what? I never said I was any good at these sports, did I? You know what? I'm not a stiff guy. I like to have fun. What am I looking for in a person? Someone that's adventurous, fun-loving, that's open-minded. I'm from the South, and I'm proud of it. Conservative Republicans need not apply. I'm a vegetarian. Cooking for me could be tricky. Not that I wouldn't cook for you, too. If you want to go for a walk in the park, drop me a line.
Remember to address your letters of interest to Dwight. And don't forget, you can make a video personal of your very own. A video personal that doesn't cost a thing.
All right.
All you have to do is call 582-7754. That's 582-7754.
And remember, if you make a video personal, you receive free clothing.
All
hey,
right.
huh?
Isn't
Have you
this
seen these
something?
before? Really nice
How do
t-shirt,
I
huh?
get one of those?
Well, you have to make a video personal. I'm not quite sure your wife would enjoy that.
I won't be doing that.
All right. Would you do the honors for me, please, Chief?
I'd be glad to.
He can do everything. Well, you can help save this collection from the auction block. Coming up next and close to home, keeping Henderson, Kentucky's John James Audubon collection intact.
2 quarts of milk makes every 8-ounce bag of Kraft shredded mozzarella taste better. How do they do that?
Well, 2 giants pour the milk into the cheese that it got so big that it exploded into little pieces.
Every 8-ounce bag of Kraft shredded mozzarella is made from 2 quarts of milk.
Have you only find at your neighborhood Frisch's Big Boy Restaurant.
Unbelievably romantic proposal? Well, listen up. We're looking for your stories of true romance. Maybe you didn't like each other at first, but now you've been married for 20 years. Or maybe it was love at first sight. Send us your true romance stories to True Romance in care of Louisville Tonight Live, P.O. Box 1100, Louisville, Kentucky 40201. He was a man known in Henderson, Kentucky for his disastrous business ventures and to the rest of the world as one of its finest natural artists. John James Audubon often risked family and fortune in the pursuit of his passion for documenting the birds of America. And today, the product of his passion is at risk again. Here's Roseanne Rogers with the story in Close to Home.
It's something that should not go on the auction block because it has always been in the Audubon home. The paintings hung above their fireplace.
Henderson, Kentucky, a small town in the western part of the state, is playing a large role in keeping an unparalleled collection of John James Audubon art and memorabilia under one roof. Now a part of that collection, which belongs to Audubon's heirs, is in danger of being auctioned off.
One of the heirs had died and she left it to her nieces. And being working women, they were unable to come up with the money that the IRS wanted. So they offered the collection, luckily, to Kentucky.
The Tyler family has given the state of Kentucky and Friends of Audubon until July to come up with the money to keep the Tyler collection at the John James Audubon State Park in Henderson. The community has joined in the fundraising effort with such money makers as this calendar, created by the students of Cairo Elementary School. With everyone's commitment, some $680,000 has been raised thus far. That money, combined with the approximate $1 million promised by the state, puts the total effort some $500,000 short of the needed cash.
I think it goes beyond Henderson, really. Regional museums are absolutely important for the area, but with the collection that we have that's never been outside of the family, you can bring together history and, of course, with the Nature Center, education. So it's critical that we keep it in Kentucky. I think he would have liked it here because Kentucky meant a lot to him.
And his family. John James Audubon's granddaughter, Mrs. L.S. Tyler, believed that her famous relative's work should be seen, not locked away in a national archive. That's why her nieces are offering the collection to the state of Kentucky at less than the appraised value.
Well, if you'd like to help keep the Tyler collection intact and in Kentucky, give our live line a call for more information.
Well, Kirby, there are specific times in American history that have changed the way some people live in our country. Our field reporter, Lee Thomas, has found a Louisville woman who has captured one of those moments in a work of art.
Let freedom ring from the curvaceous slopes of California. Not only that, let freedom ring from Stone Mountain.
This moment in history is one that changed the way people look at the world. A moment that has been debated, mourned, and memorialized by many different historians and artists.
Well, I went down there and everything, got to looking at it. You know, everything was still the same. I taking pictures of it, and I said, I'm going to do this in the museum. And I took pictures of it, went home and did it.
Victoria Roach, a native of Louisville, has created her own artistic rendition of that fateful day in the form of a miniature model of the Lorraine Hotel at the time of the shooting. The miniature captures the feel of the moment King was assassinated and the chaos that followed. The model on display at Cable Missionary Baptist Church is something the church's reverend says is very important to his congregation.
For those young people in our congregation who did not know King, this will put them in touch with history. This will give them a chance to see some of the things that happened that night of April 4th, 1968, on the balcony of the Lorraine Motel.
Victoria has no professional training as an artist, but attributes her creativity to God. And it's something she enjoys sharing.
I just thank God. I thank God that I can be able to do this, build this to help my kids of today.
It took more than a year for Victoria to build the model of the Lorraine Motel, and she has plans to make other models in the future.
You know, Chief, I have to say, you're doing a really, really terrific job. Are you having a good time?
Yeah. Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Should I quit my day job?
You might want to. You know, because we have this little IFB in our ear. I can talk to my producer's talking to me in my ear. Just moments ago, Kate Buford, our producer, said, that guy's really good.
Thanks.
And I agree with her. All right, well, now that I've embarrassed you, let's take a break. But first, let's look at what's coming up later tonight on WHAS.
It's official. December '93. History repeats itself. Ford is again #1.
On any of the stories in tonight's show, just give us a call on the Louisville Tonight Live line. That's 571-LIVE. And tomorrow on Louisville Tonight Live, ever wonder what it's like to be a member of the WHAS Storm Team? Find out as we make another Lucky Viewer's Day.
Plus, looking for a new way to make a personal statement? We'll show you how with designer phone listings.
All right, terrific. We'll do all that tomorrow. Plus, one of your rivals is going to host a show with me, Chief Russell Sanders from the Fire Department.
Well, ask him how he did in the Diabetes Grand Prix race.
I certainly will do that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Good night, everybody. Lee Thomas's wardrobe provided by Harry Levinson's Clothing, River Falls Mall, Clarksville.
Transportation provided by